me just a second. Yes. Let's turn that down, man. Most people restrict what they will do and impede who they'll allow themselves to speak, all because since childhood, we've been conditioned to trade our egos for love. We've been conditioned to do things in exchange for praise. That's how most of us live. Let's pause that just a second. Hope everybody's doing well. UTSL is the stock we've been talking about here on the lives. This is a triple leverage ETF. Yeah, they're recorded on YouTube, man. Go to my YouTube channel. They're recorded. I don't do them on Instagram because bunch of greedy bastards. We're not looking at the weekly chart. If you want to teach the class, you teach the class. Right now, I'm going to teach the class the way I teach the class from my book, if that's okay with you. If it's okay with you, I'm going to teach the fucking class. And when you're ready to teach the class, we'll come to your channel and we'll watch you do it. Till then, let me do it. So everybody's got a fucking opinion. You can keep it to yourself, or we can go to your channel and you can do this. And then I'll watch you and I'll sit back and comment and criticize you. That's what we'll do. Anybody that wants to do that, let me know. I'll come watch you do it. Money flow trading system is fractal. It's fractal. It's a never-ending pattern. It's a never-ending pattern. What do you mean by a fractal pattern? Meaning it can be broke down, like my man or lady there that said about the weekly. You can go to a weekly chart. You can go to a 1 minute chart. That's not what I do. I trade on a daily because I have a job and a life and then shit to do. Okay? Can't just sit in front of a computer all day. And the beautiful thing about the money flow and about the stock market is you don't need to be there at your computer. We used to have this thing we used to call end of day trading. And that's what most of us did, is we were end of day traders. And the reason it was called end of day trading is at the end of the day, the data would come out. And after 5 o'clock, you could download the charts. And then you look at the chart and you wouldn't see it again until the next day at 5 o'clock, in which you could download and get a bar. And if you wanted to make any changes during the day, you would have to call that in or manually track it on a chart, man. So this UTSL, this is a triple leveraged electronically traded note. It's not an ETF. It's a note. You should know what that means. There's a difference between a note, a trust, an MLP, an ETN, right, which is electronically traded note, and an ETF, right? These are different. You should know what they are. You should know the difference between an MLP and an ETF. MLP stands for Master Limited Partnership. There's also a thing called a BDC. So if you've read my free ebook, You Don't Have to Die Broke, I talk about the difference between a business development company, right, and a REIT, an REIT, Real Estate Investment Trust, right? That's a REIT. That's different than an electronically traded fund or a note. They're all different. And the reason they're different, they have different tax consequences, and some are better for trading and some are not. So what we see here is UTSL, which is a leverage product of the XLU. Now here's the XLU. The XLU is a utilities. It's the spider fund for utility stocks. Southern Electric, Duke, Edison, American Electric Power, all those companies are inside of this fund here. Takes a lot of money, $68 a share, and you can see it's up 1%, right? Well, the way to get around that is if you want to add leverage, the UTSL is triple, and you'll see it's up 2.8. Not quite triple, but it tries to triple. What's up? And that's what we have going now. So it's up 93 cents a share, 93 cents, and it only costs you $33 to buy it. So look at the other one, up 74 cents, and it cost you $68 to buy it. So you see the difference. It gives you leverage. Now that cuts both ways, to the downside and to the upside. But this is an alternative to trading options, is to trade with leveraged funds. And you won't blow out with them. So the money flow system is fractal. Fractal's never-ending pattern. Fractals, as opposed to Fraggles, which was a show on HBO, Fraggle Rock. Fractals are infinitely complex patterns that are self-similar across different scales. They are creating by repeating a simple process over and over in an ongoing feedback loop. Here's the big word. Driven by recursion, you have to look what that means. Fractals are images of dynamic systems, the pictures of chaos. And that's what the money flow is. Let me give you another picture of what appeared to be chaos. Look at waste management. Now, what could appear to be chaos, once we understand the money flow and we're able to see the pattern, right? We're able to see it. It doesn't become mysterious, right? It just becomes a fractal pattern, an image of chaos. And you'll see it over here. There's your stage one. And sometimes they're harder to see than others. And this is why I encourage people, if you haven't done my course, Getting Started with Stock Charts, to do it. Because a lot of times new people get hung up on the moving averages. The moving averages are there as a guide. You've really got to put all this together. The RSI, but most important is price and the 4 stages of price movement. This right here takes precedence over any moving average, any indicator, any oscillator. Any of that stuff is price making this pattern of movement. What the moving averages are doing for us, what the indicators, what the oscillators are doing for us, is helping us pinpoint, right? Pinpoint. Oh, my man says he caught it perfect. That's beautiful. So if we look at this waste management trade, when was your time to buy? Well, we're looking for boxes, right? And I would have said this was a buyable box right here. That's probably a buyable box. And, we got a low, we got price moved up, it formed a box, we got the extreme RSI, and it started to move sideways. And then what? Came down one more time. No big deal. If the stock is still undervalued, this little move here doesn't really mean much. And you say, well, I don't have any money to add to that. Well, then you wait. You wait. And what? We had a 3-day move, and then what? A new box started. It started to break, came back into the box. What does that mean? Super bullish. Anytime a box is broken and it comes back into the box, super crazy bullish. That is a buy signal. And then what? Next day, stage 2, pauses, very common. Go look at UTSL. Breaks above the 20, pulls back a little bit, very common. And now what? You're getting all the crossovers. The 5-day, the trigger, all that stuff is happening. But long before, if you were strictly waiting on the moving averages, if you're waiting on the indicators, you're going to lag the move, because you can just look at price and see sideways, stage 4 decline, starts to go sideways, right? So that was a bottom, and that's a bottom. People say, well, you can't buy bottoms. Bullshit. I'll buy every one of them. They all look exactly the same. And then now, boom, we're moving up. Where's my target? It's always going to be previous high. Price has memory. It's a fractal pattern. Over and over and over. And this is how you get concepts like support and resistance and zones of accumulation and distribution and channels and trend lines. These things all come because price has memory. You can only draw a trend line because price has memory. You can only draw support because price has memory. And so one of the basic concepts is wherever price has been before, it's likely to stop there again. And look. And each time that it stops, it confirms it, making it a stronger level and a stronger level and a stronger level, right? Does that make sense? So if we look at Bitcoin right now, let's look at Bitcoin right now. The beautiful thing that is Bitcoin. What's Bitcoin doing? It's stuck. It stopped. Look where it stopped. Sorry, I had to grab something there. So look where Bitcoin stopped. Right at resistance, right? You say, what do you mean? Well, price stopped here before. Wherever prices stop before, it tends to stop again. Now, I just make the absolute assumption that is exactly what is going to happen. Now, if you notice, that's basically support, then came resistance. See it? At least this is more art than science, so it's not exact to the penny. And where would we expect to stop next time? Probably right around in there. Why? Because it stopped there before. And you're going to see these levels as it moves. If it breaks through this one, we assume it goes to this one. Well, what if it breaks through that one? Well, I assume it goes to the next one. And that would be right here. And what if it goes through that one? Well, shit, I assume it goes to the next one. And the same up is the same down. And so you say, well, what good is that? Well, if you're trading, see, the more clearer we get as to what you're doing. Once we understand what you're doing, once we get your shit straight, once we understand what it is you're doing, once you get real clear, like you're no longer confused, then these levels become value to you. So if I was swing trading, I'd be looking to sell some here, right? If I'm not swing trading, then I just need to know, okay, it's probably going to pause there. You know, if I'm waiting around for it to get up in here, well, I know it's probably going to pause on the way up, man. Right? So that's Bitcoin. All numbers you see that people put out on Bitcoin are complete fucking nonsense. Nobody knows. So if I say, oh, I think Bitcoin's going to 100,000, that's just me saying that. That doesn't mean anything. Don't listen to anybody's opinion. Nobody knows. Not anyone on YouTube knows where it's going. No one. No one. No one on planet Earth. Doesn't that make life easier now that we can all know that? It saves you a lot of time from listening to people who have no idea. So what we'll tend to do as humans is just listen to people that reaffirm our own opinions. So if you believe in it, you'll listen to people that confirm it. And if you don't believe in it, you'll listen to people that confirm that. And this is why conservatives watch Fox News and liberals watch fucking whatever they watch. Because we look to confirm our own belief system. That's the way life works. Most people filter everything through that. That's not a stage 2, man. What are you talking about? ARC was never in a stage 2, man. Send my book back. You fucking failed. It started to break, but it's still inside a box, bro. So that is not an actual stage 2 breakout. You failed. Starting to, but it didn't complete it. Now, very bullish though that it's back in this little box zone. So we'll see. Should go green today. Yeah, some of you guys picked up Sup GP, so we're going to start a new page that isn't private. Good move. Good move. All you guys with private accounts. What's wrong with you? How can people give you money if your account's on private? I met a realtor the other day, had a private account. I was like, you know what? I would never buy a house from you. Let's look at Target. Look at that. Now, this is a big pop. I would not add to that And I would fully anticipate that comes back to the 20-day moving average. This is a big gap right here. But we talked about this yesterday. That was your first buy signal for your stage one right there. Big pop. It's going to run into resistance here. I don't know. Maybe it keeps moving higher. I doubt it, man. That is a buy, though. Wouldn't surprise me, though, to see it kind of pull back a little bit. That would be completely normal. Let's see. One that I really like the chart of, ENVX. It's getting ready to rip. It's getting ready to rip. It's not interesting, sir. It's the truth. It's called the money flow. While you were spooning your girlfriend, I was on here teaching it. A trend once established is more likely to continue than it is to reverse. Let's see. Meaning what's in motion tends to stay in motion until it's not in motion. It's got to be hit with an equal and opposite force. So once oil starts to run, what's up, Britt? It keeps running until some reason for it to stop running. So today I took some profits on some stocks. CVX. It's a little overvalued here. What do they think the stock is worth? Let's see. Tip breaks. Now I'm noticing a lot of news chasing going on. I'm getting a lot of people send me stuff. They're chasing the news. You guys wanting to get long Russia and all this nonsense. Stop chasing the news. Start trading your own trades, man. I wouldn't chase the news like that. That's a bad strategy. Now we want to use the news, but we want to use the news around positions we already own. So what do the analysts think that CVX Chevron is worth? They think it's worth $151. There's a few analysts that have upgraded it a little bit, and they'll keep upgrading it until it just gets ridiculously high. But we're probably true value here. So I'm looking to trim it and move that into better quality, higher yielding stuff. So I trimmed a little of this. You see why we trimmed it? Extreme RSI, right? I don't want to sell it. I just want to trim it back. And we expect it'll come back down probably in the 130s. Nope. TrueView says, Gerald, I'm too cheap to buy your book, but when you sell your swing trade, are you selling an extreme RSI only? No, sir. There's 3 sell points. Maybe one day when you're not so cheap, you'll buy it. There's 3 sell points. Okay? So if you're watching the pattern, and the pattern is this, right? So when it breaks out, which is price moving above the 20-day moving average and clearing that stage 1, right? The first target, and let's say we're doing it from this side over here, the first target is always previous high. Between previous high and the first target, a lot of times you're going to hit an extreme RSI. And so you're going to end up having 2 and 3 targets. And then at some point, as you go through the 4 stages, price is going to roll over, right? Right here. When it rolls over, that's your third. So if you're swing trading, you're in, you hit a target, take some off at the RSI, take some off previous high, and then when it rolls over, you close out the trade. Should be 3 targets, man. And they should be predetermined. They should be predetermined. So if I enter a trade, I should have the targets already determined. No, the only target you won't have determined is the sell target, because you don't know when it's going to go into a stage 4 decline. You don't have any idea. So we don't know that target. But we know the other ones. So let me give you an example. Go back to waste management. it's ripping higher, right? Now, where's previous high? Well, we got a couple here. You're going to have a couple from time to time. Previous high is anywhere there was a box. Anywhere price stopped. Right there is a previous high, right? Where's the next one? Right up in here. Now, this one's way too close. Now, if you were ultra short-term trading, you could probably use that as a previous high. If we were to drop this down to a 1 hour chart, remember the money flows fractal. I don't do that, but you could. If we were to drop it down to a 1 hour, right, then what would be our targets then? Well, we'd have different targets, right? You'd have different highs, and you'd be banging one right now. And if we were trading on a 1 hour chart, your RSI is extreme, so you'd be downsizing the trade right now. Yeah, so there's your stage 1 buy. There's your breakout. Where's your first target? Right here. Second target right here. And now you're waiting. What are you waiting for? The sell-off, which would be what? That. Price closes below the 20. All the moving averages, it reverse. And they go in numerical order the opposite direction. 20's pointing down, then 10-day, then 5-day, and price is below all three. Wow, man. That was some good stuff right there, baby. That was some good stuff, man. As you can see, $7, Angie, is not a lot. I used to pay $48 a trade. But feel free to change the system because you got to pay $7. I created it when we were paying $40 a trade. Man, you guys have become entitled. $7 is a fucking discount. We used to pay $40-something a trade, man. You used to have to call in the trades on the phone. 2019, my trading costs were $7,950. $7,950 was what I paid that year. And that was a low year. So I've been trading all of my life. I've been trading. Yeah, we get it free, but that's new. For 19 years of my trading life, I've paid more in fees than you have in your account, I assure you. I averaged between $7,000 and $11,000 a year over the last 2 decades in trading costs. So keep it relative, man. Keep it relative. We go back 50 years, women weren't even allowed to trade. So there's always that, ladies. So when you complain about cost, remember, it's only been recently they even let you play. Gentlemen. Yes, you would still do it 3 times, assuming you're buying enough. I mean, if you're up $400, are you not going to take it because you don't want to pay $7? You get to write the $7 off. So you got to ask yourself, what kind of trading are you doing? That would be determined in the beginning. So if you don't want to pay those, then don't swing trade. That's the beauty of position trading. Position trading allows you to have less fees and less taxes. Less fees and less taxes because you're not doing as much. Sorry, ladies, that's rude. That's not rude. 50 years ago, women could barely trade stocks. That's called fucking truth, not rude. What are you talking about? Don't fucking apologize for me. I will fucking block you. Fuck out of here. That's not rude. Telling people truth is not rude. Fuck out of here. Yeah, fuck are you talking about? Let's see, we go back 100 years, you could barely own property in most states. I didn't say it, I'm just reading history. Oh, okay, not talking about me, I apologize. All right, now that you guys have all pissed me off, Palantir let us down, but it should go green today. Hell wrong with you, buddy? You need to relax, Gerald. You need to calm down. Take a break. You guys need to relax. Oh, you're referring to history. All right, so I mentioned I was looking at adding to Palantir yesterday. Looks pretty good. Looks pretty good here. Yeah, I would have said the same here, right? Stage 1, and this is a stage 1. So I'll buy all of them. Adults watch on YouTube. Oh man. No, it's too early for beer, Paul. It's only 11 o'clock yet. Mardi Gras is over, man. Back to work for me. So I like Palantir here. Let's check in on XSOXL. Now, Angie, on that, for real though, just adjust. I mean, if you feel like you need to adjust, if you feel like that's eating into your money, maybe go to just 2 targets. Nothing wrong with that. Maybe go to, I don't know your share size. I don't know how many shares you're buying, but you could adjust for it, man. I don't know what to ask, so I just listen. That's a good strategy. This is another triple leverage that I've talked about putting on a trade, and it's basically stayed in the same zone. So this is still buyable. And assuming the market gets going, this would be our target. Maybe because it's a triple leveraged. Actually, I take that back. Our target range is going to be right around in here. And you say why? That's previous high. So it doesn't look like it, but being that this is a triple leverage fund, that's $11 a share. So on 100 shares, if it just gets back up to here, I mean, you're up $1,000. So I'm pretty long this, got a pretty heavy position, not unreasonably heavy, but between UTSL, SOXL, and TMF, I've got a lot of leverage position trades on right now. I blindly invested. Well, they say ignorance is bliss. Let's see. CLSK, not much to talk about on that. We've been in that for a minute. We bought it down and we picked this up much lower. Should be up about 30% in this by now. Yeah, we were buying this at like $6.50, man. I haven't sold any. First target, honestly, is probably around $12. Somebody was asking me what my long-term target was. It was $22. That's the actual true value of the company. And you can see last time it hit $22, it stopped, right? And this one's puts in some pretty nice patterns, man. These bottoms and tops become pretty buyable. And so we're running into one right here. That's a zone of consolidation. Wherever you had a box before, price is going to bump it, and that's what creates support and resistance. And so we're seeing that now. This resistance level is being what we don't want to see, and this is my fear. What we don't want to see is this turns into a stage 3. Now, right now, I wouldn't say it is because price is above the 5-day, it's above the 10-day, above the 20-day. See the moving averages? So to me, this is still an ongoing stage 2. If this keeps bumping up against this and it keeps going sideways, we may run into a fact where we got stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, and then if Bitcoin turns down, you got a stage 4 decline. Hopefully that's not what we're seeing. Hopefully this is a continuation of the stage 2. It's too soon to tell yet. It is creeping up. The moving averages are pointing up. So far we're good, man. So far we're good. Let's see. Now, if you're in all penny stocks, this is a good time to stop doing that. This YP stacks 25, bro. Every stock you've mentioned is a penny stock. I hope you're not in all penny stocks. If you are, let me save you. Please, for the love of God, let me help you get your shit together. And you stop buying just penny stocks. Please. Please, man, let me help you. Please stop doing that. You need big caps too, bro. GP, do you have any thoughts on Foot Locker? It has dropped significantly since reporting after a beat. Just wondering if there are links to Nike. I don't know. I'm not in Foot Locker, but it was such a big drop. You got to wait. You need a solid 4 days. Today may be your 4th day. Let's see. Here's your anchor point, day 1. Yeah. Now, what I don't like, you should be holding Z. Miguel, why would you have sold it? You're trading for 2 to 3 years from now, right? You should be position trading it. Z ain't going nowhere. Yeah, so you got a little box being built here. What I don't like about it, you got the extreme RSI, you got your anchor point, got 4 days, the MACD just ticked. If you buy here, nibble, okay? Nibble. Keep it small. Let's see what the analysts think it's worth. I don't own it, so I can't speak much to it. 21 bucks, 21%, $37. It's not that great, but it is higher. I don't know, man. This doesn't excite me. You got some upside if you're in it. You could trade your way out of it here. I wouldn't be in a giant rush. It's still below the 5-day. Look at the spread on these. It's pretty big, man. So nothing's going to happen until these go together. So this is probably just going to drift sideways for a while, man. I wouldn't get too excited on it. Never sold it, bought more. Good deal, sir. Let's see. Yeah, looks like day 4. XL Fleet. XL probably looks like all the other growth stocks. Let's see. I'm in solo. I'm in a bunch of these penny stocks too. I'm just saying. Look at XL. It's a breakout, baby. What do you complain? Oh, he's trying to brag. He's trying to brag. All right, let's let all the braggers in. XL's up 16%. Congratulations. You're hitting resistance though, but your target should be about 350, man. I'm thinking. Good job if you're in it. It's breaking out, man. Nice. You see that sideways action? See how everything started coming together and then it ripped? That's how it works. Nice. Congratulations. I wish Solo would rip with that. Come on, baby. Let's see. Nope. Need more upside stock to buy. Let's see. No, JP Morgan is not in my buy and hold. XLF. Yeah, XLF, stage 4 decline. I don't know. Chart looks like the SPY. You could buy it here, I guess. You know, I've been adding to my triple leveraged funds. You say, Gerald, triple leveraged. Yes, look. That was a reversal the other day in the market. That was a massive reversal, okay? Whenever you, not 100%, but whenever you get a day like that day where the gap down is massive, and I had 2 friends sell all their stocks right here, 2 of them, and they told me that they felt the war in Europe was going to get worse, and they sold all their stocks there. And I'm like, you do not sell into an extreme sell-off. You sell into strength, you buy weakness. Sell strength, buy weakness. And they violated the cardinal rule of investing, and now they're out. And then today, one of them asked me, hey, what do you think I should buy? And I was like, please don't speak to me. Go look at my newsletter. You have violated all rules of the money flow, so you no longer get access to me personally. Stop talking to me about stocks. We can just talk about friend things. You are officially cut off from stock talk. I did too. Officially cut off. So, box, back into box, super bullish, and this is where we are now. We'll probably run into trouble here if we can get this market moving, and then, somewhere up in here, there's our next target. So, does it do that? I don't know, man. This war is probably going to keep a temper things down on that. Yep. So I've been adding to my triple leverage funds. These are small ads, right? This is the stage one. These are small ads. You're seeing the moving averages come together. Price is now above the 5, above the 10. We still got a sloping down. So, is this a great spot? Nah, if you're a long-term holder, these are the times you buy. You buy stage ones. You buy all of them for the rest of your life. What's up with Uber? What do you mean, what's up with Uber? Why are you asking what's up with Uber? What's wrong with Uber? Man, Uber's a goddamn gift from God. If I had your money, I'd be buying Uber. Yeah, Uber's right, still in the box. Same thing, massive reversal signal. Uber's fine. I can't believe you said what is wrong with Uber. What do you mean, what's wrong with Uber? It's called fucking interest rates in a war? Like, what do you think is wrong with it? Same thing is wrong with all growth stocks. She has a good question. Curvy has a good question. Thanks for a good question, Curvy. ET's bouncing up. Basically an extreme RSI. Maybe technically not, but it was just an extreme RSI. We're in extreme zone. We're probably completing a pattern. You can see it, stage one. So we were buying down there, right? Buy your stage ones. Where's your target? Previous high. If you were trading this stock, right? So you see what happens. You get in. There's the breakout. Where's target? Previous high. Where's the next target? RSI extreme right there. And this is where we're at. So if you were swing trading this, there's one sell, there's the second sell, and then probably you'd have been out right there. Now, a guy might say, well, when it turned around and kept going. That's not what that swing trading is not perfectly riding from the bottom to the very top and then getting out. That's not swing trading. Swing trading is getting in, getting out. That's swing trading. Now, you probably wouldn't swing trade this. I'm just trying to give you a different how to view the trade. If you're a buy and holder, you're definitely buying stage ones. If up here you have a decent sized position, maybe an outsized sized position like I have in oil, my positions have grown way too large. They now account for like 20% of my fucking net worth is in 3 oil stocks. I need to trim that back just purely from a portfolio management perspective. She said, what if your position is small? I probably wouldn't do it. Now, you might do it just to stay in the flow. Maybe just to stay in the money flow. Well, let's say you own ET and you own ETRN, which is in the same sector, but ETRN's been smashed because of a court case. So you look at ET and you say, damn, this thing's a little overpriced. I think I'm going to trim 10, 20 shares, and I'm going to add 10, 20 shares to my other MLP in the exact same sector. That'd be a smooth move, man. So you trim, take some gains, put it into this one. This one is very undervalued. ET is undervalued, but not near as much as ETRN. You get it? So you could just for the practice of it. It doesn't cost you anything. But normally, if my position is just small, I don't too much worry about that. Just acknowledge it in your mind. Hey, if I had $1 million or if I had a $10,000 position, I'd maybe trim 500 here and buy this. So an example today, I trimmed Chevron, right? Boom, bang in the RSI to buy 3M. What do we see on 3M? A box being built. So I sold a 3.7% dividend yield to buy a 4-point-something dividend yield in a stock that's fair value to buy a stock that's undervalued by 20%. Make sense? Yeah, ARC, UTSL, or TQQ to nibble on right now. One, or if I can only pick one or the other there. Oof. Man, that's tough, bro. UTSL and TQ are two different plays. It's two different plays. This is a utility play, and it's stage 2 breakout. I'm in a full position. I'm also accumulating TQ, but that's a technology play. That is not the same thing. If you can stomach it, probably TQ. Let's see. That's a hard one because they're different plays, man. Yeah. So Curvy says she's a position trader. She'd prefer to add on stage 1s. Exactly. So yeah, let's say that you had a larger position in ET, then yeah, I would trim a little and I would add to another stage 1. A lot of times though, I won't necessarily do it if it's going to lower my portfolio yield. Meaning when I call it rolling money forward. So as I trim one, I really would like to, it doesn't have to be, but I really like to increase the yield. Because you know how when a stock goes up, its yield goes down. And when a stock goes down, its yield goes up. Meaning when the stock is here paying a dividend, well, when it drops way down here paying a dividend, you're getting that dividend. The dividend doesn't change. So if they were paying a 50% dividend at $80 and they're paying a 50% dividend at $50, if I buy it at 50 and you bought it at 80, I'm getting a higher return on my $50 than you are on your $80. Does that make sense? And so if you can roll forward and take gains and roll it into undervalued dividend stocks with a higher yield, then you're taking profits and you're rolling it forward. And in theory, if you can do that, then that works out. Now, you may not get it perfect, but when you do, it's pretty cool, man. Thank you very much. Thank you for the love. Let's see. What was the buy after we trim ET? That was ETRN. That was an example I was given that I would do. Caterpillar. If you notice, I do a lot of things in 2s and 3s. Yeah, Caterpillar stage 1. Yes, sir. Beautiful. You can see the pattern, right? We can see it. A little choppy. Caterpillar's been a little choppy, but if you back up, you can still see the pattern. It is choppy. I like it. Where's your anchor point? We want to find the lowest low. That day was the lowest low. Now we just need 4 days to hold that low, and then RSI's on extreme. We got 4 days to hold the low. We're looking for the MACD to tick that way. And so once all this stuff starts lining up, and in a perfect world, price gets above the 5-day, which we saw, boom, buy signal. So if I'm in Caterpillar, if I'm a position trader, I don't have to make a move, but this is where I'd be looking to add if I was wanting to add. What's that for us? If I was wanting to add, this is where I'm looking to add, man. Beautiful. Michael said, don't forget to hit the like. Yeah, I would appreciate that. Good time to add to CRDF. We'll look and see. What's a small position? That's for everybody to decide. If ultimately you're trying to, let's say, get $5,000 into a stock, when I start nibbling on these stage 1s, I would be buying, a couple $100 a pop, just because it takes a minute. Now, if it goes to break on me, I got to buy all I'm going to buy. I mean, that's just the way it works. Yeah, Home Depot's looking great, Money Skills says. Let's see. Yeah, pay attention to that dividend yield. When you get these, that gives you a lot of conviction. As you start building these dividend portfolios, man, you love seeing a Caterpillar at 182 because the dividend is a lot higher than if you'd have bought it at 230. And so if you're constantly looking to buy it low and you got 10, 15, 20, 30 dividend stocks and you're constantly doing that, you're going to over time raise your portfolio dividend yield. I'm telling you, that works. Look at Gilead. So this is one that I've been buying in my buy and hold. Started to go sideways, broke, and some people ask, are we still buying it? No. Remember, we're trying to buy sideways movement. Once it breaks, I just assume it's going to keep going down till the next one. But look what happened. It didn't. It came right back. And what does the money flow say? the most bullish pattern you can have. Broken stage one, right back into the stage one. Or broken box, right back into the box. If that happens, that means this thing is gonna rip. That is what it almost always means. Yeah. People talk about running filters. I'm not a big fan of filters. I know a lot of my friends run filters. If you could run a filter for broken boxes and back in the box, that would be a filter I would run. That would be, so if you can figure out how to word that filter, I'd like to see it. Roth IRA, good spot for building dividend portfolio. I guess, bro. You should be doing that every day, though. Like Gilead right here is a good buy right now. Inside a Roth, pays a 4.5% dividend yield. So I don't know what you have in your Roth. If you just have index funds, then yeah, I would buy a lot during stage ones, and I'd be buying all the time. Should be buying all the time, man. You should be buying all the time, man. There's always something on sale, guys. Every day there's some stock on sale. Especially once you get 20, 30 dividend stocks, like, geez, there's always some that are on sale, man. Like, right now, I got 4 or 5 that are just, look. So that was set up. What else is set up that's a dividend stock? Pfizer is now stage 1. This is buyable, right? This is a dividend stock. Pfizer's worth $60. What else is a dividend stock on sale? Starbucks is one, right? That's a stage 1. Man, there's so many of these. And so as you build out that this is why I like having so many stocks. Sometimes people let that overwhelm them. That's because you're a shitty portfolio manager and you're thinking you have to make a move on every single stock all the time, and you don't. Every sell-off, you don't have to add to every stock. So if you're down in PayPal and Square and Teladoc and blah, 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 you don't have to add to all of them, guys. When the market moves, they're all coming up. High tide lifts all boats. And so you target the ones you can target, and you work with the money that you have that day, and you keep pushing forward. And guess what? Some stocks are going to run up, and you're going to trim them even though you're underwater, and you're going to add to another one, and then that position is going to take off. And it's called portfolio management. You push forward. You don't have to do something on every single stock all the time. You don't. So that shouldn't overload you. But it does. People get overloaded by having lots of stocks. For me, it gives me lots of opportunities. That's why I like lots of stocks. So I may or may not add to Starbucks here. I've owned it 9 years. I don't have to do shit, you know? You get what I'm saying there? Like, I don't have to do anything. And so as I'm looking every day, I'm like, what's the best opportunity for this $10 or this $100 or this $300? So I was adding to Intel. Intel's breaking out now. So this is my last chance. Do I want to add to Intel, or now that it's breaking out, or I want to add to Gilead that hasn't broke out yet? See what I'm saying? So those are just portfolio, management things, man. Don't let a lot of stocks freak you out, man. Let's see. All right, I'm just blocking all these guys that talk to the ladies. I just block them. I don't know why they're doing that. I'm guessing they're bots. Is apartments? Yeah, just let it run, baby. If you're in apartments and it's running, just let it run. This is a buyout, though. I thought the stock was being bought out. If it's being bought out, it's not going any higher, man. Take your money and go. I thought BX bought this stock. It's fixing to go private. Let me give you an example. Taco is one that I bought. Look at this chart. This is the price when we heard about the buyout. Now look, it went sideways this whole time. If that stock apartments is being bought out, guys, it's going to do that all the way across. Sell your shares and move on. Unless you're wanting to get shares of BX. I'm assuming they're going to convert it into BX. No, stocks aren't confusing, sir. Your brain is just slow. It's not your fault, though. I blame it on your parents and the school system. And all the huffing you did in high school. Huffing paint is bad for you. It's a buyout. So get your money and go, man. Get your money and go. Get your money and go. Hey, all you guys holding apartments, you need to get your shit together. If this is a buyout, do you know what that even means? Have you went and read on it? Do you know what's fixing to happen to this stock? Do you know what they're going to do to your shares? They're going to take them from you. You don't get to keep them. So let's look. They're gonna give you shares of BX. Have you went and looked at BX? I'm assuming. I haven't even read what the deal is because I'm not in it, so I don't give a shit. Let's see what did they say the value was? $19. Shit, BX is overpaying for this thing. Why the fuck are they paying so much? That sucks. Why are they overpaying so much, man? Yeah, I would get out of this. It's over. You've had your run. Stop being greedy. You guys made your money. Now move on. If you just sit in this, they're going to convert your shares to BX, and BX is overpriced, man. In my opinion. Oh, BX is breaking out. Look at that. Maybe sell your shit and buy BX. Let's see. Yep, in a buyout. Then get your money and go, man. Don't sit around waiting. All right, SIMP. My friend Rich has this. Let's see what this is. What the fuck, Rich? Rich, what are you looking at? An OTC play? SIMP? Bro, I don't know what you're looking at there. Unless you have some insider information. The volume on this, 200 shares changed hands today. What are you looking at, bro? You were the only buyer today. 200 shares. Look at this. There was 200 shares that changed hands. I think Rich is fucking with us. Oh, you were calling them simps. My bad, man. I'm still waking up, man. It was Mardi Gras last night. Okay, I was going to say, simp, what the fuck? 200 shares. Hey, watch. Let's check in on this stock. A lot of times when I accidentally pull up a stock, we come back later and this thing is ripped. Watch, this thing will go to $4. It's a term. I get it. Well, when you just drop in a ticker, I assume you mean the ticker. There's the ticker. See the ticker? You guys didn't even know that. You guys didn't even know there was a stock named Simp. We should look into this, though. Simply Incorporated. OTC. I'm going to buy some right now. If I was to buy 200 shares, I bet I can move this stock. Volume is 200. That is funny. Yeah, man. So that's all I got. I'm really kind of watching here. I like Gilead. Same shit last week. I like Gilead. GILD. It's getting back in the box. That has me super excited. I like ARK here. I've been saying that forever. You know, ARK's coming back. ARK will be green today. Looks like we're going up. Yeah, fuck it. Let's pump it. I know, man. 200 shares. Whoever's going to pump it, you better buy it first because that thing could fly, dude. Look at MO. Yeah, oh my God. Look at MO breaking out. I was trimming this last week. I was trimming this. It's a brand new stage 2 breakout. Blows my mind. PM sold off. Let's all buy 100 shares. I bet if we did, that stock would rip, man. No, it's a tiny, tiny, tiny stock, so probably highly fucking illegal. Let's see. Look at DraftKings. DraftKings look terrible this morning. Hey, it's above the 20, so I think we're going higher, man. This day's fixing to be green. Celebration day. I'm really watching Bitcoin. I'm in pretty heavy on Bitcoin. I wouldn't mind seeing it break through and go up into the 50s. I'd rather be a buyer in the 50s than be a buyer here. I know that'll confuse some of you, but You think MO's undervalued, huh? Let's see. I got a large position, so I'm not complaining. I don't know, man. The analysts don't think so, at least not on tip rings. But it's hard to argue with that juicy dividend yield. I've got a very large, I got about 30K in this stock, so we'll let it run. I'm not complaining. ETRN, it's probably going to be a minute before it gets going, but that's a good long-term play. Not a swing trade. Not a swing trade. But if you're wanting a nice 8% dividend yield in a stock that's probably 50% discounted right now, it's not going to trade at a premium. They rarely do. MLPs rarely trade at a premium. Oh, they brought it down. So they have an 830 on it, so 24% upside. That means they've been downgrading it. Yeah. Downgraded. So I still think it's way under cheap. Let's see. My man asked about X. Yeah, bro, you're banging the RSI. I would trim it if you haven't, and if you have, just let it run, baby. You got a runaway here. That's beautiful trade, man. My man there. How come you're not in the money flow gang, B. Duran? You've gotten the strategy down. You didn't get mad when I picked on you, so you seem like a perfect candidate. You can be picked on, and you understand the strategy. Perfect candidate. You can handle hazing. That's a good candidate. I'm not a big fan of Vail. That stock could have changed. If you trade long enough, you're going to have stocks that make you want to puke. You're going to have stocks that are not your friends. You're going to have stocks that piss you off when people say their name. For me, that's Netflix. Makes me want to vomit. That's why you never see me trading it. My biggest loss and my biggest win ever were in Netflix trading. And one of my biggest losses, or what potentially could have been my biggest win ever, was Netflix, and I fucked it up. And so now whenever I hear the name Netflix, there's something about that stock, I just fuck it up every time I play with it. Yeah, I got a whole story about Netflix. Let's see, Crypto Max. Let's see. See, I picked on Crypto Max earlier. I got a feeling that's a female, though. She handled it just fine. Oh, Square. Let's look at Square. Square did a big pop. This is what I fully expected. Whenever you get those big pops, fully expected to kind of pull back to this 220. Perfectly fine. I mean, honestly, if you're underwater here, you could add. I'm just going to tell you the way I trade. Once that popped, I would not add. I would look at other positions. Nothing wrong with adding. You could add. I'm just telling you how I manage my portfolio. Meaning this is going up without me. I don't want to commit money $40 higher. I'm just going to say I missed that, and now it's running. For me, I'd turn more toward PayPal, and I think I'd get a better return buying PayPal here than I'll get buying Square $30 higher. Not that I don't think Square's going higher. I think Square's going much higher. But you see how I would analyze that? And I'd be okay being underwater in Square and letting it go higher so that I could build up PayPal thinking I might could catch that $20 and $30 pop. Hopefully that doesn't confuse anyone. Oh yeah. My big loss was I was in options and shares of Netflix. 3 minutes before reporting earnings, I totally panic, close out all my options, sell most of my shares just to watch it go on a 150 fucking point run. I was so sick, and I was unreasonably long, which is why I panicked. I wasn't doing any kind of, I was doing everything wrong, man, and I was so loaded on it, and I panicked. Oh, let me block this guy. It was all and anyway, ever since, man, Netflix, the stock just fucking, it's got my number. All right, I'm blocking all these idiots. Yeah, exactly. My man made a very good point. He says, "What made you do that?" The position size was so large. It was way larger than my emotions could process, and and if it had been a reasonable size going into earnings, then I would just took my licks. But it wasn't because I wasn't trading smart. I was way oversized, trying to make a bunch of money on one play, and then I panicked because of a bunch of losses, and your brain gets all fucked up, man. So you want to trade at a level that you can remove emotions. It's not always going to be removable, but at least control them. Right. Right. So on the Square thing, not to say it's not cheap here, it is. And I technically, with the money flow, you could keep buying because the net look, RSI is only 54, guys. There's plenty of more room for Square to go higher. And I'm not saying don't buy it. I'm just telling you how Gerald Peters, look at it. And no, it never formed a box here. So this is what, this is just a breakout. I mean, these happen, but most of the time they don't. So I would have preferred to add, this one didn't give you a chance, man. This is just one of those ones that didn't work. Like, it went down, 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 put in an anchor point, came back. But, I mean, that's not technically in the box. So my natural instinct is, well, I need to wait a couple days. And it popped. It's not perfect. Any strategy is going to have gray areas where it's like, fuck, didn't. But the money flow would have said, okay, cool. That's your next buy point, right? Price breaking out above that 20-day right there. That's your next buy point. What I don't like is that it popped $30 fucking dollars. I mean, that's a big pop. So personally, I would rather let it drift back down, take a shot at that, than try to buy it up higher. And I'd rather go for something like PayPal, DraftKings, one that hasn't run. That's just me. If you bought that, not a mistake. That's the money flow. Oh, dude, I've had so many horrific trades that I'm surprised I didn't get divorced over it, to be honest. So you would have been buying Square, yeah. Yes. In retrospect, I would have been buying in here. Absolutely. We were. I added to Square in here. This is a stage 1 box. It broke. And what do I do then? I stop. I stop buying. What am I looking for? The next stage 1. And then look, it ripped. Now, ordinarily, it's going to rip. Next day, back in the box, I'd say, okay, let's start buying. And then it just keeps cripping higher. This one didn't do that. It just took off. And that happens, which is fine. Hey, man, good deal. If it moves, right? Of course, this, can I ask what indicator is on the bottom of your screen? Is it OBV? He's talking about on balance volume. No, sir. This is the MACD without the moving average crossovers. I really don't need them. I really don't need any of these indicators. I just put them on there because they're in the book. But if you come to the newsletter and go to page 10, you'll see a summarization of all the indicators and moving averages that I'm using. What the book will do is go into why I'm using the MACD, why the TSI. A lot of you don't have TSI. You don't need it. The MACD will do everything the TSI will do. I like the indicator. It's on stock charts. It's not on a lot of other platforms. It was written by a guy named William Blue. He's an old trader from the 70s and 80s. They used to calculate it by hand. It's very similar to the MACD. Yeah, Curvy Fubu looks good here. I hope you're adding here. Just even if you're buying tiny shares, I would add here. I like it. Man, maybe we go green today. I feel it. I can feel a disturbance in the force. PSFE. Yeah, this has been a massive... sold off. What about SoFi? It was up. Did it sell off too? Yeah, they're just not holding these pops, man. Man, I don't know, man. All right, a lot of people like this RBLX. I like it down here way more than I liked it up here. That was crazy town. What do they think it's worth? RBLX. Yeah, man. Nice upside. This is a stage 1. It's holding this anchor point. So where was the lowest low of this recent move? Right there. Now, to be fair, I would have said the same thing here. And I would have said, okay, 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, 4 day. You can start nibbling here. Now we got a stage 2 breakout and it collapsed. If I'm a position trader, I just wait. What am I waiting for? The next setup, which is right here. If this runs and gets back up into 85, none of this matters. Like, you're not going to give a shit. So as a position trader, this is part of the risk of position trading, right? If you're a short-term, very short-term swing trader, you're probably getting stopped out there. So all you got to do is ask yourself, am I swing trading? Am I position trading? Am I buy and holding? The money flow works for all of that. It just changes your targets, not necessarily your entries, but it changes your targets and your entries to a certain extent. And it changes, if you're selling or trimming or doing anything on the upside. But once you get super clear on that, why do those gaps occur? Because when the market opened, all of the buyers were willing to pay higher price. Meaning every order that was in there to buy was higher than where it closed. That's how bad they wanted it. That is how bad they wanted it. All right, let's look at IBM. Oh yeah, perfect money flow pattern. Now, big picture, if you back up for a second here, the ones that'll confuse you when you first start trying to understand this strategy of the way, it's just a strategy for a way to see the market. The areas that are going to throw you off is this stuff here. Now, when we look at right now, we want to start on this side of the chart and work our way back, okay? So that's how I do it. Like, I'm not in IBM, so if you said, Gerald, check out IBM, this is what I would do. All right, there's my lowest low. This is exactly what I'd start doing. Here, let me clean this. So if a guy says, hey, what do you think of this stock? I'd go, first, let's see, what do the analysts think? And this is just dirty. I'm going to go do more research, but I'm going to do some dirty research first. All right, analysts say 147. I'm going to go to Tip Ranks. I might go to Zacks. I might go to The Street. I might go to Morningstar. I'm going to go to a bunch of different places and try to find the general consensus of where they think it's worth. I want that number to be higher than the previous high. So as I look at this chart, where's the previous high? Well, looks like it's right around in there, right? So 136 is lower. I'm sorry, I said that wrong. I want it lower, meaning I want the fundamental value to be way up here, and I want my swing trading target to be below that. So I'm trying to flip a house under value, right? I want to, if you can flip a house and make a profit and sell it lower than they're worth, you'll flip them all day long, right? So as I look at that, I'm like, all right, cool. We got a fundamental thesis that it could go higher, just quick and dirty. What stage are we in? Well, that's a stage 4 decline. So are we building a box? Yep, we're building a box. So do we have a lowest low point? Yeah, right here. Do we got 4 days where it holds it? Yep, that checks the box for being a stage 1 box. So as I'm looking at the money flow and I'm looking at this, where are we at? Well, here was the right side. It sold off. There's my anchor point. And now price is going sideways. Huh, okay, cool. So we got a box. Now if I just back up big picture, can I just big picture see the money flow, right? Stage 1, stage 2, and there's our stage 3. Then we came down into a stage 4, and now we're starting to go sideways. So yes, it flows in the pattern of the money flow, right? So as I'm watching this, I'm like, Now, another guy like my man there just said to double top. Okay. That, in other strategies, that's cool. If you do the money flow, you need to understand that's not part of it. Death crosses, Fibonacci ratios, none of that has anything to do with the money flow. Nothing. As a matter of fact, what you'll run into is at times they will conflict with each other and you won't be able to trade the money flow if you're adding filters from other systems and other strategies. You need to really narrow down what it is you're doing. And if you notice on here, I don't have a 50-day moving average. None of this stuff you see a lot of other systems, meaning I actually don't give a fuck about Fibonacci's and double tops and triangles, and I don't care at all because it's not part of the money flow. This is going to tell me everything I need to know. Now, that doesn't work for every, like if you have a different strategy, then use your strategy. But sell out to it, man. Like, be sold out. Be committed for a long fucking time. Stop changing strategies every 90 days like children. Like, don't trade like a child. Trade like a fucking adult. Like you like with discipline and and work on your mind and sell yourself out to your strategy. Like, be completely sold out. There is no room. I'm not looking at anything else. I don't care about anything else. And do that for a period of time. I'm not saying forever. Because people say, well, shouldn't you always be learning? Yeah, but always learning doesn't mean changing your fucking strategy all the time. Always learning meaning learning your own, like there's a lot to learn just with inside your own strategy, man. So careful if you're constantly changing what you're doing. I haven't changed in a long time. I really don't give a shit what anybody else is doing at all. Period, none. Gives two fucks. Most of you won't even be in the stock market in 3 years. So most people here will not even be in the stock market in 3 years, so most people's opinion really doesn't matter. There's our previous high. The average hold time on a buy and hold account is 3 years. Most people are horrific when it comes to investing. So it's been here before, so we know it can do it again. And so as I go through analyzing IBM, this is how I would do it. And then bam, I would take a position. Now what happens if it breaks and comes down? Well, we expect it to come to where it was before. So if this box doesn't hold, I expect the next box to be here, which to be honest, I'd like better than this box because true value is way up here. Uh-oh. That's big picture shit though. Yeah, I trimmed CVX. Yes, sir. It's easy to get overwhelmed. Not if you stay close, bro. It's not that. If you stay close to me, you won't be that overwhelmed. I'll hold your hand. Then if you trade with me, you can text me at night. You'll be like, Gerald, I'm feeling scared. And then I'll text you back a funny emoji or something to lift your spirits and be there for you. Let's see. JP says, just remembered what I wanted to ask, but how do you go about screening your stocks before you decide you want to add to a stock to your list? I look at the charts. Stop me. Like I come over here and I go portfolio 4. This is a buy and hold portfolio. I click view all. And right there is Amgen. What is this? Is this a... No. Amgen's not undervalued. And you say, well, how do you know it's not undervalued? Well, I can come over here and I can go AMGN. I see. What's the value? 6% upside. It's not that big a deal. I'd rather add to Gilead. Gilead has more upside. Now down here, I liked Amgen and we were buying it. Up here, not so much. Why? Undervalued 20-something%. Not undervalued 20-something%. Listen up, JP. Listen the fuck up. Get your shit together and listen. And then I go to the next chart. I don't need a filter. I need my fucking eyes in my hands, okay? And then I go to the next stock that's in my buy and hold ARC. Is this a stage 1? Is this undervalued? Then I go to the next one. What about BX? Well, BX is my largest position, so I'm not adding to this. It's my absolute large. Listen, JP, listen to what I'm saying. Stop what you're doing and listen. Do I add to this? It's breaking out. No, it's my largest position. If it wasn't my largest position, listen, if it wasn't my largest position, I would look at adding. I'd come over here. I know, it's called work. I'd put in BX. I don't need to run a filter. Okay, 52. That's 17% upside. Maybe I do want to add to this. Gerald doesn't because it's his largest position, so I'm not adding. Let's go down. I might also turn off my dividend drip if it's my largest position. Why put my dividends into my largest position? Why don't I set them to go to cash so I could put them in Gilead, which is on sale by like 30-something%? You get what I'm saying? All right, so let's keep going. Do we want to add to Campbell's soup? No, man. I like Campbell's soup back here when it was below the 200, a bread and butter trade, and it was undervalued by 20%. It's not undervalued by 20% anymore. What's Campbell's? See how we're doing this? As you do this every single day, you say, hey, baby, I can't spoon. I got to go through my charts. As you do this every day, all of a sudden you don't need to do it every day. So look what's happening now. CRM's breaking out. What about? I told you we're going black today. We're going green. CRM is undervalued by 46%. Holy Jesus! And it's below the 200. And it's in my buy and hold. And it's fixing to do a stage 2 breakout. Buy, buy, buy. So I write with a pencil. CRM buy. Next chart. Chevron. Look at that RSI. I don't need to look no further. Trim it. That gives me money to buy. CRM. And then we go to the next one. Are you listening, JP, at all? Now, all of this is being done inside of this pattern. I want to buy stage 1s. I want to sell into strength of stage 3s. I want to buy stage 1s, and I want to sell into strength of stage 3s. So as I go down the list, this is how I look at my buy and hold every day. Now, it goes faster as you do it every day because you don't have to look at all of them every day. I don't need to look at FE. I got a huge position. I'm not adding. Keep going. Bitcoin, what are we doing here? Well, it's pushing up resistance. Not a bad spot to add. I bought a bunch right here and here. I'm not buying any today. Now we go down. I'm going to go through all 60 stocks. Oh, look at Gilead pushing higher. Gilead, buy. CRM's a buy. Gilead's a buy. You say, how do you know Gilead's a buy? Well, let's just run it through here. Are you listening, JP? Gilead is undervalued by 20%. So that's definitely in the order. It's below the 200. Large cap dividend stock trading below the 200-day moving average. We call what? Bread and butter trade, right? It's back in the box. Also the most bullish. Pays a 4.5% dividend yield. Buy, buy, buy. Next chart. Haynes brand. It's not really cheap. Not looking to buy here. I was more interested back here. If it sells off and goes back down here again, I'd be interested. Not interested right now. Oh, remember I've been telling you to buy this one. Buy this one. Buy this one. Buy this one. Haynes brands. Remember I was saying that all last week. Buy Haynes brands. Buy Haynes brands. Why? Haynes brands is one of my largest holdings. They sell underwear. I had a guy tell me nobody wears Haynes brands. Well, $2 billion outside of America says you're wrong, sir. Not everyone wears Gucci underwear. Some people still buy Haynes brands and Fruit of the Loom for their dirty little kids. $21 target, 36% undervalued, pays a 4.5% dividend yield. Buy, 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 and it's trading below the 200. My target is 1740. So I keep going. Look at this one. Boy, I'm getting rich right now. I need to check my account. Intel's breaking out. It's our last day to buy if I'm going to buy. Where's the target? If I was trading, the target would be $52, 200-day moving average. What is the company worth? Man, we're on fire. I need to log in. Not a lot. Not a lot. So now I got Intel I could add to, or I could add to Gilead, which is 40%, or I could add to CRM, which is 50% undervalued. I'd rather add to CRM. Are you listening, JP? So now we keep going. This is the filter. It's called work. And I look at each chart and I analyze each stock, and I do it every fucking day, day after day after day after day after day. And on your downtime, instead of hanging out with your homies, which you could do, I guess, and while they're not saying anything worth listening to, you pull up and you read about international paper. And you go, I didn't know they made boxes for Amazon. That's cool. Then you come down, you're looking at and as you do this all the time, you don't need to read every stock every day. Once you've owned Pepsi for 9 years, you get it. There's nothing to read. You don't need to do shit. Once you've owned Ford like 20 years, you don't need to do anything, man. So the ones you're studying are the new stocks, right? The ones you're looking for are the new ones. So right here, Kraft. When did I want to buy Kraft? Stage 1s. It's below the 200. Look at that. Bang. Down. Bang. Look at that. So we were trimming Kraft, right? Kraft's not undervalued anymore. It was undervalued. Now, not so much. 4%. I don't want that. 4% is not enough. I need 20, 25, 30. Okay? So if I'm putting new money in, am I adding it to craft? Hell no. I was just trimming craft at $40. Why? Because it's only worth 41. So how do I know that? Because I look every day. And this is part of my work. Going through, looking at the stocks, and people say, well, it's a lot. It's a lot of pressure. Yeah, getting rich is a lot. It's a lot of fucking pressure. You're right. That's why very few people do it. So MFA, we could add to this one. So I just go down making these notes on every one of these. You should do this all the time. MO's breaking out. That's interesting. And as I go down, these are my buy and holds. There's 77 of them. New core steel. Do I need to do anything here? Nope. Keep moving. Matter of fact, I could trim it, but I already trimmed it, so I don't want to trim it. Keep going. Pepsi. We could buy more here. I don't want to. My position's too large. Keep going. Pfizer. Now, I like Pfizer. What is Pfizer worth? See, we could do this all, this is what I do all day. Pfizer's worth $60, 27%. I got CRM, check. I got Gilead, check. I got Pfizer, check. I got 3 stocks now in my buy and hold that are more than 20% undervalued. Cool. And they all pay a dividend. Excellent. I got 2 that I found that have a 70 RSI so far. Chevron and Nucor Steel. We could take from those and add to these, increasing the portfolio yield. We already did RTX yesterday. We sold the top. Or no, that was LMT. No, it was RTX. When were we buying these? Much cheaper. Would I buy Raytheon and all these war stocks now? No, that's for news chasers, guys. We don't want to chase the news. We want to position ahead of the news. Meaning I want to have this diversified portfolio that's going to catch the news stories. Meaning I'm already in it. I'm not chasing it. I'm already in it. So, and I just deleted my thing. Man, I was on fire there, man. I'm going to go back and watch this myself. Let's see. That's my process. It's a little more intense. A lot of yelling. And back to UTSL. Should be a good day today. So far, it looks like it is. We'll see. Hopefully, SOXL gets moving. Oh, yeah, baby. It's up 10%. Nice. We're going to be trimming this one quite early because I don't see us getting back to 70, but if it does, that's $3,000 on 100 shares. I like it. I like it. I like it. That is stock charts. This is what stock chart. Most of your charting system will allow you to do that. So if you come over here, you'll see stocks under $1, my 3X funds, ARK funds. ARK, I break down every stock that's in ARK, right? The ARK list, the bellwethers, you just start creating these lists for yourself. If you got a friend that's got a hot hand at picking stocks, man, make a little thing for him. And you can come over here and you can click edit list. And then boom, you can go down adding to the list that's in that list you created. So for like my SEP IRAs and all that stuff, I have or the Dow 30, that allows me to go down and look at each chart of all the stocks in the Dow. You say, why would you want to do that? Because it gives you a good idea of what's going on, man. You can see all the charts. Same thing, all the way down to like my buy and hold accounts. Come over there, and then there they are, man. Total is about 70 of them in 3 different accounts. And some of them I'm not doing it. There's nothing to do. Like I'm just going to die with Pepsi stock. Unless Pepsi gets real cheap, there's nothing to do. It's just money sitting there collecting a dividend, and I move on. And I'm looking to add to the newer positions, not so much the older. Like I don't want to add to BX. I want to add to CRM because it's about a 1-year-old position. Repetition is the key. He said everything else looks like another language. Yeah, me too, man. Whenever I hear people talk, I'm like, what is it you're looking at? Woo! Look at the SPY, baby. We were going higher. Nice. All right, man. Raider Nation in the house. Yeah, what's up with Nike? That was a trade we did here all together. And it's slacking. Give it a minute. Don't bail on Nike just yet. I don't know curl leaf, bro. I don't know. You just have. Yeah, one thing took me a minute time to understand was the percent of a holding in a fund. Don't pay too much attention to a holding with less than 5%. Right. It's usually either a new one or an old one or maybe a little piggy bank they have. You can have piggy bank stocks, meaning a fund may load up on AT&T and they're just using it as a piggy bank. That's the way they park money. If AT&T goes up, they trim it. And they trim it and they trim it. And if AT&T comes down, they load it back up with money. And they just use it as a piggy bank. And I have stocks like that too. Rather than have cash, I'd rather just have, GP, does your book have access link to buy? I don't know what that means. If you click my bio, you can get to the book, bro. I don't know what that means. I don't know Cura, bro. Yeah, McDonald's looks good. I remember buying McDonald's for $60. Sucks buying it now. I don't see a ticker symbol for Cura, bro. Oh, God. Whoa, this is a very small stock, man. That is not a stage 1, bro. That's a stage 4 decline. You need 4 days going sideways. I'd be careful with those stocks, man. Angelica says Tumas tea. Let's see. Yeah. It's banging up against. I mean, I liked it here. Remember, that's where I'm trying to buy. I'm trying to buy the stage 1s. Big down move, price goes sideways, and then there's the breakout. So, I mean, I would have been trimming it here. So, yeah, I mean, if this goes sideways enough, maybe you can have another run up. What is the... But I'm assuming you're already in it. It's got a lot of upside, though, dude. Yeah, man. I like it. I like it. I mean, your previous high is going to be up in this 140 range. I'm not in it, though. Sell apart. AP, I don't know. Let's see. That's it, man. I'm going to let you guys go. I'll babble all day. I hope that helps. Keep the faith. Come trade with me and the Money Flow gang. We'd love to have you. Our Discord group is small. Small but hairy. A lot of hairy people. A lot of them are very hairy people, but it's not required by any stretch of the imagination. That's it, man. That's all I got. What's up, YouTube? Like and share the video. 100 likes. Great class. Thanks for... Yes, sir. Sorry for... I was just picking on you, JP. Very cool. That simp was funny. That was funny. I pull it up. I'm like... Well, Rich threw me off putting it in there as a ticker symbol. I honestly didn't even see it was him that posted it, man. I was just like riffing off of what was posted. That was funny. Just throwing me up, man. Let's see. All right, man. You guys be good. Oh, hold on. Let me do this the right way before I fuck it up.